Good evening. So, these sessions are particularly meant for cracking the prelims exam. Okay. This is all about how to pass prelims exam, meant for prelims 2024. And generally, we'll start crash preparation or crash course in the month of March. But the intention behind this particular crash course from the month of December is to make you to work more for prelims for the next 5 months. As prelims is approaching on May 26th, we need to have a focused approach, oriented approach for prelims. So, if you target 12 from now, the cracking of prelims is very, very easy. చాలా మంది ప్రిలిమ్స్ అంటే మొదటి హర్డిల్ దీన్ని కనుక మనం ప్రాపర్గా అప్రోచ్ అవుతే సరిపోతుంది అనుకుంటారు. జనరల్గా సీరియస్నెస్ అనేది ఫిబ్రవరి మార్చ్ నుంచి వస్తే, మనం కనుక కాస్త ముందు నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ప్రిలిమ్స్ అప్రోచ్ అనేది మనకి ఈజీ అవుతుంది. సో టుడే ఐ గివ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ అబౌట్ approach. For the next half an hour or 40 minutes, I'm going to give an approach. First of all, if you see the trends of cutoff marks in the last 5 years, 2023 cutoff marks are not out, but according to my estimate, it is around 86-87. General category cutoff in 2023 prelims will be around 86-87. Anyhow, in the next few months, you'll get the cutoff exactly. 2022 prelims general cutoff is 88.22. 2022 prelims general cutoff is 88.22. 2021 prelims general cutoff is 87.54. 2020 prelims general cutoff is 92.51. 2019 prelims general cutoff is 98. So out of 200 marks, these are the trends. These are the trends. Not even in the single year in the past 5 years, the cutoff crossed 100 marks for general category. I am talking about general cutoffs. With respect to BC, SC, ST and other cutoffs, they are still lower than the general cutoff. Then why aspirants actually will not clear the prelims? What is the major drawback? Why and what are the trends I am seeing? Though some of the students are highly knowledgeable and highly intelligent, but still where do they lack in prelims? The first thing is negative marking. Negative marking is a major game changer. In fact, previously, when there is no negative marking, the entire game of the exam is different. With the negative marking, the game of the exam have become completely typical. So, you should know how to handle this negative marking concept also. First of all, you should know how to handle the negative marking. How to eliminate the wrong answers. Prelims exam is not about just knowledge, but also is about elimination techniques. This is also very important. Unless you have in-depth analysis of a topic, you cannot eliminate the remotest part of the topic. Okay, so for passing the prelims, it is not just identifying the right answer, but eliminating the wrong answer is an important criteria of late from the last 5-6 years. For that reason, you can see the cutoffs are far below the expected range. Okay, first thing. Second thing, in most of the candidates I have seen, they overlook the CSAT. Just it is qualifying examination. They overlook the CSAT. Most of the times, they could not succeed in CSAT. This is a second problem in prelims. Sometimes, though they have mathematics background, sometimes though they have IIT backgrounds also, some of them could not succeed in CSAT because they overlook. In fact, though the paper is lengthy, though the paper is tough, getting a minimum qualifying mark in CSAT, that is 66.66, is not a difficult task, even a non-math student. But the thing is, they will not prepare for the CSAT from December. They will try to make CSAT revision classes or analysis or CSAT mock test in March and April. That is a very, very, dangerous phenomena which I have observed in students. So these are the two reasons why generally most of the aspirants could not succeed in prelims exam. Okay, coming back, if you see the trends of the question paper, if you see the trends of various previous year's questions, there's a pattern that we can observe in the examination process. In the last 10-12 years question paper analysis, there's a pattern. First of all, today I wish to discuss the pattern of the examination. It means there is a pattern which I have observed. First, the students who seriously aspire to pass civil services prelims exam, first of all, at least from the year 2000 to 2023, all the 23 prelims question papers, they have to solve it minimum 3-4 times. The first and foremost approach for prelims 2024 is last 23 years question papers from the year 2000 to from the year 2023. All the question papers, 23-24 years question papers, kindly solve it minimum 2 to 3 times. The themes, 20% of the themes are repetitive. 20% of the themes are repetitive. Remember this concept. Okay, the theme of the exam is repetitive. You can find the pulse of the exam once you repeat the previous question papers. For example, if they give a question on a missile, when the missile is testified, say Agni 5, if they give a question on that, similar question might come this year. Not on Agni 5, but on the latest missile. For example, if they give a particular question on, say, government bonds 5 years back, they may give a similar question with respect to government bonds, changing the modalities of the question again. Or if they give a question on bond price versus bond value few years back, the same question might be repeated this year. So never ever neglect or underlook the significance of previous year's papers practice. Students and aspirants most of the time they go with mock exams, but according to me, previous year's question papers are a must and should, at least 2 or 3 revisions. Not the questions, but the concepts behind the questions. Each concept, for example, if there's a concept on gene editing, if there's a concept on GA tag, if there's a concept on, say, green hydrogen, if there's a concept on, say, black carbon, you should understand the complete concept. If there's a concept on graphene, so you should understand these concepts at length so that you can again see that concept in the exam hall again, and you can handle those questions properly. This is one thing. And the other important technique of the exam for prelims is not just UPSC civil services question papers, all the GS question papers given by UPSC in various competitive exams conducted by UPSC. For example, CAPF question papers. CAPF question papers. Every year they also conduct CAPF exam. Those question papers, Assistant Provident Fund Commissioner question papers, and all the UPSC conducted GS papers, the themes are repetitive. So this is the first kind we should follow. And the second thing is, in various subjects there are some patterns which we can observe. For example, if you see in the recent past, if you see the civil services question papers from last 4 or 5 years, the questions relating to the agriculture, animal husbandry, fisheries, particularly agriculture and allied activities, horticulture, agriculture, there are good number of questions. They are looming large in the recent past. Any recent initiatives, any information with respect to agriculture and other things, you need to focus on. Okay, and civil services preliminary exam and Indian Forest Service preliminary exam, they are combined and conducted together, the same question paper. So, good number of questions you can expect from environment, ecology, biodiversity. For example, I'll tell you. There are 2-3 examples I'll tell you which are highly repetitive, so that with that knowledge I have concluded one particular aspect in the particular subject matter. One is, if you see tribals and their rights, PESA Act. There are good number of questions from last 20 years in PESA Act, Forest Rights Act, Biodiversity Act. If you see, these 3 loom large in the previous year question papers. So, I have seen at least 3 or 4 questions in UPSC prelims with respect to Biodiversity Act in the last 20 years. So, this year, 100% we need to prepare and go the recent amendments to Biodiversity Act. There are 6 or 7 important changes, that's all. If you can understand these changes, 100%, either in prelims or mains, it's a potential question. It's a potential question. Okay, so whenever there's a major change in a major law, it will be a question. Particularly, biodiversity is one favorite area for UPSC. Biodiversity is one favorite area for UPSC. So, you should prepare for biodiversity amendment for prelims and mains. Either in prelims or in mains, the question might appear with respect to amendments to Biodiversity Act. It's a star mark thing. And second important thing, whenever something is continuously in news, it's a potential area for examination. It's a potential area for prelims and mains. For example, say Article 200 of the Indian Constitution. Article 200 of the Indian Constitution. Assent of the bills by the governor. Assent of the bills by the governor. In Article 200, there is no time frame given by the governor within which he or she should sign the bill. So, Punjab governor, Tamil Nadu governor, Telangana governor, Kerala governor, they are all using this as soon as possible clause, and they are not signing the bills within the time framework, reasonable time. So, this Article 200 have come into discussion in the Supreme Court also in the recent past. So, Article 200 is a potential area for question. Okay. In the same way, if you observe, Mahua Moitra case, the recent Mahua Moitra case, there is one section of experts who are arguing that the Lok Sabha have no right to expel Mahua Moitra. According to them, Article 101 of the Indian Constitution, Article 101 of the Indian Constitution, which speaks about vacancy of seat in Lok Sabha or vacancy of seat in Parliament, have given only 3 criteria. Expulsion is not a criteria. Resignation, disqualification, or continuous absence for 60 sittings. For 60 sittings, continuous absence. So, disqualification, resignation, continuous absence. Expulsion is nowhere mentioned here. So, if the Constitution is silent about expulsion, why do you talk about that? How Lok Sabha got that power? Okay, this is the argument of one section. So, you might get a question on Article 101. Generally, we neglect Article 101. Generally, we neglect Article 101 of the Constitution. So, this is how you need to go with the prelims examination. In the same way, if India launches anything, new project, ambitious project, then automatically it will be a preferable area for questioning. They may directly ask the question also. Say for example, in order to protect people from railway accidents, you know that there's one project called Project 𝐃𝐨𝐰𝐧𝐥𝐸𝐾. So you have seen n number of railway accidents. Railway accident in Orissa, railway accident in Vijayanagar district of Andhra Pradesh. So you might get a question on the latest technology to minimize rail accidents. The latest technology advances in government or latest advances in government to minimize the rail accidents. The question will not be about rail accidents, but the question will be about Project 𝐃𝐨𝐽𝐺. Okay, so Orissa train accident aindi. But the question is not about train accident. Question is about implementation and protection of particular aspect. For example, you have seen Hamas attacked Israel, chasing the Iron Dome of Israel. And Hamas rockets could go to Israel in spite of Iron Dome. So India is launching an ambitious project called Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝. So you may get a basic question on Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝. For example, Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝, if it is completed, is like Iron Dome technology of Israel. It is a long-range surface-to-air defense system. It is indigenously developed by DRDO along with some other partners. Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝 will have 2 core interceptor missiles, and Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚 will be similar to Patriot of USA, S-400 of Russia. So they may give 1, 2, 3, 4 statements, and they might ask you the correct statements or incorrect statements, or which of the following statements are correct statements, which of the following statements are incorrect statements. Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝 can intercept missiles with the range of 150 kilometers, 200 kilometers, 350 kilometers. Okay, so these type of questions you can expect in Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝. One of the ambitious projects which is going to be launched by Government of India. So Project 𝐾𝐞𝐚𝐝. So these type of questions you can expect. In the same way, if you see, yesterday Modi ji spoke about dangers of artificial intelligence. Last month, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman was fired and again hired. Artificial intelligence have become a buzzword today. Every day we are reading some news about it. So it is a potential area, particularly generative AI, ChatGPT. So in these areas, we can expect a prelims question and a mains question. The future question papers in UPSC will be based on some of the questions on artificial intelligence. No doubt about it. AI is going to become a very big thing, particularly generative AI, and more importantly, deepfake technology using AI. Deepfake technology. They might ask you, which of the following below comes under deepfake technology? Voice cloning, face impersonation, okay, or it might be something gesture impersonation. Which of the following comes under deepfake technology? Or what is the proper definition of deepfake technology? What is the proper definition of deepfake technology? So, as deepfake technology is in use, they might use so many statements about deepfakes. Creating algorithms using sophisticated softwares and trying to promote defect, originally to entertain, but slowly they are being misused for political campaigning, for marketing, even for bullying, and even for invasion on privacy. There are so many things. And if the defect technology is very rudimentary, you can easily identify because the eyes will not blink. But now the sophisticated technology have emerged. They even can fake the blinking of the eyes, moving of the fingers, all these things they are trying to emulate. So you might get a basic question even about the description of defect technology. If you see, when there's a news about IoT, Internet of Things, they have given a big description of examples and asked to identify the technology. When the IoT is a buzzword 6-7 years back, Internet of Things, they have given a beautiful example of IoT and asked to identify the technology. It is IoT. In the same way, they may give an example of defect and might ask us to identify what is that. Or they might ask us to identify metaverse. Even metaverse is an upcoming topic. And I do remember in 2013 mains, just before the exam, the term 3D technology have become a very big term. We used to read a lot. It was so enthusiastic. And if you see 2013 mains paper, and just 2 months before the mains, we had an article, a very big article with respect to 3D technology in Hindu. The same question appeared in exam paper. So, if you see metaverse, generative AI, augmented reality, virtual reality versus augmented reality, 4D technology, not just 3D, 4D technology, 3.5D 4D technology, nano robotics. So these are all the generative AI, metaverse, blockchain technology. These are the areas where we can expect good number of questions in 2024 and 2025 prelims and mains. Okay, remember this. Our government expected that we should get a good applause for Chandrayaan 3. In fact, we got a very good applause for Chandrayaan 3. So, when the government projects a very good program, when it is highly successful, when it was lauded throughout India, definitely Chandrayaan 3 is an important area for question. In the question paper, Chandrayaan 3 is an important question. Chandrayaan 3. So, what are the questions you might expect in Chandrayaan? For example, what are the questions you might expect in Chandrayaan 3? What are the topics you can expect from Chandrayaan 3? Say, India is the first country to land in the South Pole. Yes, India is the first country to land in the South Pole. Second thing, the landing point is called Shiv-Shakti point. Third thing, Indian Space Day. So these are some rudimentary questions, and they can give more tough questions. Vikram, questions on Vikram, Pragyan. They might give so many questions on that. So you are expected to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 13, 14 points, in-depth points on Chandrayaan 3. So that at least you can eliminate wrong answers. So this year, Chandrayaan 3 is the most important area for examination. Chandrayaan 3. So you need to make at least 15. Anyhow, I'll give 15 point or 20 point notes. Our institute will give everything, teach everything, but still, this is the introduction class. Chandrayaan 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these things, points. And the other thing is, if you observe, Aditya L1, Solar Observatory. They don't give question on Aditya L1. Can anyone imagine, at least identify the question? Already the question was asked. Lagrange point. The question they might give on Aditya L1, but they might give a question on what is Lagrange point. In the same way, Gaganyaan project. In Gaganyaan, recently we have tested crew escape system. crew escape module, crew escape system. You may get a basic question on crew escape system. Crew escape system. Similarly, if you could remember, few years back you got a question with respect to biotechnology. So biotechnology is one important area in films. So along with biotechnology, gene editing is the most important area. They have given a question on CRISPR-Cas9 technology. CRISPR, CRISPR, CRISPR-Cas9 technology. So I'll tell you here, anything with respect to genetically modified things, anything with respect to GMOs, genetically modified organisms, genetically modified concepts, genetically modified organisms is an important area for films. Any new advancements in the last 2 years in path-breaking advancements in biotechnology. Path-breaking advancements in biotechnology. And after corona, even before corona, diseases and bacteria. Recently, Nipah virus outbreak in Kerala. Their basic features. That's important question again. ఇప్పుడు మీరు H1N1 వచ్చినప్పుడు H1N1, H5N1 వచ్చినప్పుడు అది, ఎబోలా వచ్చినప్పుడు దాని మీద క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది. So if you see viruses, whenever a new virus or new bacteria comes into picture, new disease వచ్చిందంటే దాని మీద క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుంది, దాని మీద ఖచ్చితంగా క్వశ్చన్ కనిపిస్తుంది. సో దిస్ ట్రెండ్, ఈ ఇయర్ ఏది అవుట్ బ్రేక్ అయింది, లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఏది అవుట్ బ్రేక్ అయింది, యూ నీడ్ టు ఫాలో ద ట్రెండ్ అనమాట. దట్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్. కమింగ్ బ్యాక్ అగైన్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ చూద్దాం. లాస్ట్ 1 year నుంచి ఏది బాగా చూస్తుంది, చీతాస్. డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ఏషియాటిక్ చీతా అండ్ ఆఫ్రికన్ చీతా, బికాస్ వీ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ ఆఫ్రికన్ చీతాస్ and they could not actually survive. Most of the cheetahs are dying kada. So for example, African cheetahs are in IUCN vulnerable list. Asiatic cheetahs are critically endangered. Cheetahs are extinct in India. Next, so African cheetahs are bigger than Asiatic cheetahs. African cheetahs are brownish and golden skin, whereas Asiatic cheetahs, they have smaller head than African cheetahs. So you may get these type of questions. Cheetah is a concept, but the difference between Asiatic cheetah and African cheetah. In India, Asiatic cheetahs got extinct. So we relocated them. We translocated African cheetahs in. We have discussed about Asiatic cheetah and African cheetah. They might give a basic question on difference between Asiatic cheetah and African cheetah, or they might give basic question on the features of cheetahs. How many kilometers per hour they can run at max, the spots on their body. Okay, you might get a basic question on cheetah, basic concept on cheetah. Okay, they are fastest land animals, speed 93 to 98 kilometers per hour, roundly spotted coating on their body, long thin limbs and long tail. So these are all the 1 2 3 4 5 features. So they might ask you to identify the features of cheetahs, or they might ask you to discriminate or distinguish between Asiatic cheetah and African cheetah. In the same way, we have launched Project Tiger 50 years back. Project Tiger 50 years back. We have completed 50th anniversary of Project Tiger. You may get a question on tiger reserves in India. Recent tiger reserves in India. Okay, and tiger population in India. Which state hosts maximum tiger population in India, minimum tiger population in India? In which tiger reserves there is a tiger reserve without tigers? So there are certain tiger reserves where there are no tigers. In the same way, Project Elephant. Tiger range countries ko convention ఉంది తెలుసా, St. Petersburg Convention. St. Petersburg Convention is related to tiger conservation. So you need to actually identify and basic environment terminology. Environment lo basic terminology మీద questions, basic terms మీద questions, basic terms ఉంటాయి కదా, దాని మీద క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. ఎప్పటి నుంచి ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే అంబ్రిల్లా స్పీషీస్, కీస్టోన్ స్పీషీస్, ఫౌండేషన్ స్పీషీస్, ఫ్లాగ్షిప్ స్పీషీస్, ఇట్లా 5-6 టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఒక్కొక్క దానికి డిఫరెన్స్ అడగవచ్చు. వాట్ ఇస్ అన్ అంబ్రిల్లా స్పీషీస్, what is the keystone species, what is the flagship species, what is the foundation species, ఇట్లాంటివి. తర్వాత గ్లోబల్ వార్మింగ్ కి గ్లోబల్ డిమ్మింగ్ కి తేడా ఏంటి, ఎయిర్ పొల్యూషన్ మీద బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్స్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద బేసిక్ ఏరియాస్. అలానే ఇఫ్ యు సీ ఇండియా ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఇయర్ ఫర్ మిల్లెట్స్ 2023. మిల్లెట్స్లో వెరైటీస్ అడుగుతారు. మిల్లెట్స్ అసలు గవర్నమెంట్ ఇంతగా ప్రమోట్ చేస్తుంది కదా, అసలు మిల్లెట్ రిలేటెడ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏ ల్యాండ్ అంటే ఏ సాయిల్లో మిల్లెట్స్ ఎక్కువ పండుతాయి దగ్గర నుంచి, ఏ ఏరియాలో ఏ మిల్లెట్స్ ఎక్కువ పండుతాయి దగ్గర నుంచి, మిల్లెట్ల వెరైటీస్ దగ్గర నుంచి తెలుసుకోవాలి ఇప్పుడు. బికాస్ దిస్ ఇయర్ ఇస్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ మిల్లెట్స్. దీని మీద క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుంది. నాకు ఎంత స్ట్రాంగ్ నమ్మకం అంటే గవర్నమెంట్ ఏ ఇన్విటేషన్ వచ్చినా దాని మీద మిల్లెట్ డిన్నర్ ఫాలోస్ అని వస్తుంది. సో గవర్నమెంట్ పర్టికులర్లీ ఈజ్ ప్రమోటింగ్ మిల్లెట్ డిన్నర్. ఈవెన్ స్కూల్స్ని కాలేజ్ని కూడా మిల్లెట్స్ని ప్రమోట్ చేసి పిల్లలకి చెప్పండి చెప్తుంది. అలాంటప్పుడు యూపీఎస్లో క్వశ్చన్ రాదా? మనమైతే ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యాలి కదా. క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా రావచ్చు? ఇండియాలో ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఏ మిల్లెట్స్ పండుతాయి, ఏ మిల్లెట్స్ ఎంత పండుతాయి, ఏ మిల్లెట్స్ హెల్త్ బెనిఫిట్స్ ఎలా చేస్తాయి, ఏ మిల్లెట్స్ న్యూట్రిషన్ వాల్యూ ఎంత, ఏ మిల్లెట్స్ ఏ సాయిల్లో పండుతాయి. ఇలా మిల్లెట్స్ గురించి పూర్తిగా చదవాలి. కనీసం ఒక 10-20 పేజీల నోట్స్ రాస్తే క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుంది, దాన్ని ఆన్సర్ చేయగలం. ఓకే. అలానే G20, ఇండియాస్ అంబిషియస్ అండ్ ప్రెస్టీజియస్ G20. దానిలో ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్ తీసుకొచ్చాం. క్వశ్చన్ G20 మెంబర్స్ గురించి అడుగుతారు అనుకుంటాం. ఇప్పుడు అందరు రాసేస్తారు. G20లో ఆల్ G7 కంట్రీస్ ఉన్నారు, ఈజీగా రాసేస్తాం. కానీ G20లో ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్ చేర్చుకున్నాం. ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్ గురించి క్వశ్చన్స్ రావచ్చు. దే మైట్ గివ్ బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆన్ ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్. మనం G20 గురించి చదువుకెళ్తాం, అక్కడ వాళ్ళని ట్రాప్ వేసి ఆఫ్రికన్ యూనియన్లో క్వశ్చన్స్ లాగొచ్చు. ఓకే. సో ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్, బ్రిక్స్లో 6 కొత్త మెంబర్స్ యాడ్ అయ్యారు. There are 6 new members in BRICS. BRICSలో 6 కొత్త మెంబర్స్ యాడ్ అయ్యారు. ఎవరెవరు యాడ్ అయ్యారో అడగచ్చు. ఫస్ట్ టైం ఇండియా SCO సమిట్ హోస్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ టైం ఇండియా హోస్ట్ చేసిన SCO సమిట్ తెలుసా? దో ఇండియా ఇస్ మెంబర్ ఆఫ్ SCO ఫ్రమ్ 2017 onwards. ఫస్ట్ టైం ఇండియా హోస్టెడ్ SCO in 2023. షాంఘై కోఆపరేషన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ సమిట్ ఇండియా హోస్ట్ చేసింది ఫస్ట్ టైం. అలానే గ్లోబల్ బుద్ధిస్ట్ సమిట్ హోస్ట్ చేసింది ఇండియా. వాయిస్ ఆఫ్ గ్లోబల్ సౌత్ సెకండ్ సమిట్ కూడా ఇండియా హోస్ట్ చేసింది. ఫస్ట్ సమిట్, సెకండ్ సమిట్. ఇలాంటివి ఇస్తారు క్వశ్చన్స్. ఓకే. సో అప్రోచ్ టు ప్రిలిమ్స్ అంటే మనం స్టాటిక్ ఎలా చదువుతామో దాంతోపాటు పాత క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్స్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక మంచి బుద్ధిస్ట్ సమ్మిట్ ఇండియాలో ఎక్కడైనా జరిగినప్పుడు దాని మీద క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా వచ్చిందో దీని మీద క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా, ఏ ప్యాటర్న్లో క్వశ్చన్ రావచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక వార్షిప్ మీద క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా వచ్చింది, ఇప్పుడు ఎలా రావచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రెడ్ సీ బాగా న్యూస్లో ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు రెడ్ సీ బాగా అంటే బాగా న్యూస్లో ఉంది, చేయొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు అలానే గాజా స్ట్రిప్కి హ్యూమానిటేరియన్ ఎయిడ్ ఈజిప్ట్ నుంచి ఎక్కువ వెళ్తుంది. మొత్తం గాజా స్ట్రిప్ లొకేషన్ అడగొచ్చు, చుట్టూ బార్డరింగ్ కంట్రీస్. బ్లాక్ సీ పోర్ట్స్, గాజా స్ట్రిప్ మొత్తం కలర్ అలా. మిడిల్ ఈస్ట్ అనేది మనం డ్రా చేయగలగాలి 1 month లోపల. మిడిల్ ఈస్ట్ మొత్తం డ్రా చేసేసేయాలి, చూడకుండా అసలు ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ప్రింట్ దింపగలగాలి. బ్లాక్ సీ పోర్ట్స్ కూడా అదేవిధంగా బ్లాక్ సీ ఏరియా మొత్తం తీసుకురావాలి. ఇండియన్ ఓషన్ ఐలాండ్ కంట్రీస్ లొకేషన్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇండియన్ ఓషన్లో ద్వీపాలు దే ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అన్నమాట. సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు అప్రోచ్ ప్రిలిమ్స్.